lovely sound effects going. Twitch, I know you know that I'm live. There we go. That wasn't that. Was it, Twitch? God, I should at some point count how many shinies I'm up to at this point. I can probably tick through off my list. I've got, what, 80 to go. Even though I'm not finished shiny hunting through, I can tick it off. I definitely have through at this point. Let's do a little social post. Oh, I don't have a camera. Oh no. I didn't set up my camera before the stream started, and now I don't know if I can make it work. Failed to initialize. Oh, okay. Can't end the stream to get it up. Okay, what's the alternative? I go to... Okay, give me a second. I can make a backup way around this. No. Not OBS virtual camera. Oh no. Am I gonna have to end the stream for like 30 seconds to get my webcam back? Hey, if you're already here, I apologize. I'm gonna be gone for like 30 seconds getting my webcam to work. Literally, I just have to close OBS, get my camera running, and then open OBS. I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm back. And this time I have a webcam. That's a better start. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I gotta do my social post as well. Hopping on Twitch to shiny hunt more through in Pokémon Legends Z-A. I'm going for all 10 fur trims in shiny. 4 so far. Will tonight up that number. Live now. How is everyone doing? Oh no, no, I the link and I pasted something else into the URL bar. Okay, there we go. I know how to Twitch stream. Okay, let's see if we can find shiny fur number 5 tonight. What, 90 hours into playing this game? It came out last week. God. Yeah, 93 hours. Some might say I have a problem. I say I have a solution. The solution is more Pokemon. Ooh. Oh god. Hey, Nathalie. A podcast I was on, I think, is... how am I doing? A podcast I recorded yesterday, I think, has just gone up. And some social clips have gone up. Some clips from it have gone on social media. And... of course, the first clip shared on social media from this podcast is the one in which I talk about the cyclical nature of how Gamergate led to the rise of right-wing fascist governments, which has in turn emboldened the new era of online right-wing shouty boys that don't like minorities. You're gonna have to forgive me for a second while I listen to how... if this is the first social clip that's gone out from this episode, how did I do alright tackling that very heavy topic?
It's been a bit of a self-fulfilling cycle in that, look, like, zooming back from it all, Gamergate, when it first kicked off, 100% can be attributed to the rise of the right-wing swing that we have seen globally, politically, in the last, 10 years. So much of its basis is in Gamergate being a movement of young men being told any amount of anything for anything else is taking away from you and to fight back angrily. That really shifted where we were politically in so many countries and was the blueprint for the direction that politics has moved in. And that has circled back around in a way that has emboldened those same kind of people who, when Gamergate was first happening, were angry at the world, but felt like they were outsiders in that perspective. Now we're coming back around and they're going, I'm angry at minorities, and the world's politics have my back. The world's politics agree with me. The world's politics say I'm in the right on this. And it is emboldening the worst kind of entitlement and violence and anger to just kind of fester. It's been a bit of a...
You know what? I don't know how well that picked up on microphone. I think I tackled that idea pretty well. It's always a lot going on the spot live, have a very nuanced political thought. I think that was a decent political thought for me to have had. I don't know how Instagram works. Can I download that to then put on TikTok? I don't know how can I download a thing that's on an Instagram reel? I generally find you to be a thoughtful and thorough when you speak about such matters. I'm glad you feel that way, Nathalie. Yeah, so this is, in case you missed it, or ICYMI, which is Slate's, women-led, pop culture, tech culture podcast, that I went on to talk about the sexual harassment and abuse that went down at TwitchCon. And then, a day after I had that conversation, Wolfie VGC talked about how he's, quitting using, he's quitting competing in Pokemon tournaments because of, bullshit going on in IRL tournaments. I'm like, oh, that's all too real. Is there a way...
It's been a bit of a...
Is there a way for me to... I don't know if I can download a thing from a reel. Is there even... Sorry, I've gotten myself distracted now in attempting to find a way to... Can I copy a link? I can copy a link. Oh, download. There's a download button. Downloaded reels cannot be used for commercial use. I'm trying to download this shit so that I can have it for personal work use. How do I... I know I can't use it for commercial use. Can I... Did I download that? Maybe. I don't know how Instagram works. How's everyone doing? I'm being annoyed at my work chair today. It's one of those ones that's got a hydraulic thing to raise and lower it. And as of today, it is now lowering of its own accord slowly while I sit on it, and that's not helpful. We're gonna shiny hunt Furfrou. I realize that I have ADHD'd quite considerably today, and I'm not on the ball. I'm still trying to get Shiny Furfrou in all 10 of its designs. I finally found 4 of them. I have untrimmed, heart trim, star trim, and diamond trim. So I have 4 out of 10 Shiny Furfrou forms that I want. Terra the Esper says, conspiracy theory. Nintendo knew you were getting a tattoo yesterday, so they made Sakura do the Kirby Direct with accessibility that day so you couldn't react live. The reason? I don't know who can fathom the mind of an evil genius. You would really think they would want me around for the one time I might say something nice about them and accessibility on a live stream with people watching. They really did pick the one day I was out the office to go, let's have a conversation about accessibility that Laura would want to praise, when she cannot be there to praise it. Okay, I think I have downloaded that Instagram reel, which I think means that podcast is out. And if it's out, I should probably share it. I thought it was going out Sunday. I thought it was going out Saturday, although I might have just been sleepy and not known what day of the week I was on when I was told that. Slate, in case you missed it. Episodes. Is there... Oh, the streamer... No, that would be the streamer in the... collar. Can I see a new episode of this? Or if they... Oh, if they just put, like, a clip out to tease the episode I am on. Okay, yeah, so... My episode is not out yet, just one clip of me talking about how Gamergate led to right-wing politics, which led back into pseudo-Gamergate replacement is up. Tara says, the accessibility menu ruins my joke I make about Nintendo's accessibility menu just being a message that says fuck you. To be fair, here's the thing. From what I can tell, this is very much a Sakurai push for accessibility and likely not indicative of any kind of wider Nintendo push for accessibility. The version of events, as best I can work it out, as a person on the internet who hasn't spoken to Sakurai, obviously, is when working on Smash Ultimate, Sakurai talked about the fact that he fucked up his hands pretty bad, working on that game, got pretty bad tendinitis, had to do a lot of testing for some of the later DLC characters one-handed, which got him thinking a lot about one-handed control schemes. Around that same time, he was playing The Last of Us Part 2, which had a dedicated accessibility menu. He starts making notes about it. He made a video in his YouTube series just about what it's like to be a game developer. He had a video where he talked about all the things he really liked about The Last of Us Part 2's accessibility. This is right around the time, seemingly, that Nintendo's asking him to start working on Kirby Air Riders, which is probably why he went to great lengths to make that a game that could largely be played one-handed with very little tweaking. Made sure that button remapping was available in-game to help people who wanted to play it one-handed, and why a lot of that accessibility menu seems to take its cue from The Last of Us Part 2 in terms of things like accessibility presets and have really granular settings, but also have presets that very quickly get you dialed in to roughly the right settings. He also mentions during that he started following resources about video game accessibility, so it definitely seems like this is a working on Smash Brothers fucked my hands up. I learned what accessibility is because I kind of needed it. Let's do it in the next game. But you know what the thing that makes me really positive, that makes me go, this is not just Sakurai putting these features in out of his education on accessibility didn't just go as far as my hands hurt, what would have helped me, or a surface level reading. It's the fact that he uses the globally recognized accessibility icon of the accessibility stick figure. It's a very specific stick figure icon that is used to denote accessibility as the menu icon for the accessibility menu, which I don't know if I've ever seen a video game label their accessibility menu with the accessibility figure icon. Which to me says he was actively going out of his way and, like, looking at stuff in, like, resources in accessibility-focused communities and was engaging with iconography and resources. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he'd been looking at stuff like the Microsoft Game Accessibility Guidelines, or, you know, some of those, like, publicly available resources that are, like, very good primers on here is how you think broadly about accessibility. Hey, Mocking! You got your shiny charm today? Hell yeah! Much like, I think, Wednesday's stream, I think I was doing the same. I'm shiny hunting, Furfrou. When I was streaming on Wednesday, I had 0 shiny Furfrou. You know how many shiny Furfrou I have now? Let me show you. I have 4 out of 10 possible designs. I've got untrimmed, heart trim, star trim, diamond trim. I need 6 more shiny Furfrou to trim into the remaining 6 fur patterns. But I also have this entire box of shinies that were picked up in this area. This spilling into the next box, also shinies I got in this area. Plus a bunch of other random shinies. Like today I picked up this shiny Heracross. I got this whole box of shinies here. And what? I'm gonna say I'm about 3 full boxes of shinies. So I'm like, I'm teetering on like, oh no, it's 4 out of 10, not 4 out of 6. 4 out of 10. I have 4 shiny Furfrou. I need 6 more to have 10 total. But yeah, I've got about 90 shinies right now. Most of which are Wild Area 3 shinies, because when it was first realized you could AFK shiny hunt there, I did AFK shiny hunt there quite a bit. And Area 19 shinies, because I'm trying to find all these shiny Furfrou. I got a few Area 3 and Area 4 because I was hunting for Staryu and Ekans to send respectively to Steph and Jeffrey. Terra says, glad someone at Nintendo seems to be taking accessibility seriously. Again, I don't know how much of it is Nintendo, because, like, I'm trying to put my thoughts together, because this is probably going to be my AA episode next week, is talking about the stuff that we know is going to be in Kirby Air Riders, but also talking about, like, does this signal something bigger for Nintendo? And I'm like, Sakurai largely works pretty unobstructed. He works with Nintendo franchises, and Nintendo will often say, we want an entry in blank. But it seems like they leave him to be very sort of unobstructed in his development, and his co-development studio for Air Riders, much like it was for Smash Brothers, is Bandai Namco, as opposed to any of Nintendo's internal teams. Sakurai does a lot of working basically by himself or with Bandai Namco on Nintendo first-party stuff. And I'm like, I would love to see a world, because I think the dream right now is a bunch of people in their reviews of this game praise the accessibility stuff and say how great it is to see. Like, I think reviewers need to attribute this to Nintendo and say how great and positive a move forward for Nintendo this is, to get Nintendo going, oh, okay, people attributed something good to us. We should probably start doing it if they like that. Like, I think there is a world in which this doing well and people talking vocally about how good the accessibility stuff in it is gets Nintendo on a better track accessibility-wise. I don't know if that happens naturally. Equally, and sorry, I'll look at chat in a second. I know I'm on an accessibility waffle today. What this makes me excited for is if Sakurai ends up coming back to the Smash Bros. Series, which I don't know if he will, but let's say, hypothetically, he goes, you know what, actually, I do have another Smash Bros. In me. I love the idea that a future Smash Bros. Might have a dedicated, specifically named accessibility menu with presets that's specifically called accessibility. Like, that's a wonderful potential future we could live in, right? You asking Steph if they would like you help evolve one of their Pokemon, and if they would like a shiny Ekans was incredibly adorable. Oh yeah, that was on the recording, wasn't it? Yes, Steph wanted a hand with evolving Alakazam, and I was like, want me to find you a shiny Ekans while we're at it? And I did. Within 2 hours of finishing that recording, I had found Steph a shiny Ekans ready for that trade. Saint Nobody says, I just did a side quest that supposedly let me change the trim on a Furfrou as a reward. Are you just trying to get enough so that you can have one of each? Yes. I'm trying to have... And this is completely unnecessary, like, no one would complain if I didn't do this. But I want a shiny... Before yesterday, I didn't have any shiny Furfrou, so it was one of 80 species I needed remaining for my living shiny decks. But I want multiple. I want one of every pattern. Much like in Scarlet and Violet, I shiny hunted Dudunsparce until I had a 3-segment as well as a 2-segment, or whatever it was. I shiny hunted Tandemaus until I had or Mousehold until I had a family of 3 rather than a family of 4. Oh, what was the one in Sword and Shield? Alcremie? I shiny hunted so many Alcremie in Sword and Shield so that I could have every cream flavor with every berry type on. Which is like, I think like somewhere around like 18 to 20 to have every cream type with every variation of berries. You want shinies of every color of the Flabébé line? Yeah, that is my... And part of the reason I'm going this hard on shiny hunting, like, variants of Pokemon at this point is I know that very soon I'm going to run out of things to shiny hunt. Like, that is inevitably... We're down into double digits. We started at over 1,000 shiny species, and I'm now down to fewer than 80. I'm down to 79, of which the number's actually a bit lower because some of those are unobtainable as shiny at present. So it's less than 79. And there's like 18, 19 species in this game alone. So I'm gonna be down to about 60 species left to shiny hunt by the time that I'm done shiny hunting in this game. And I don't want to run out of stuff to shiny hunt. So I'm doing some of the challenges. I'm challenging myself to get 10 shiny Furfrou so that I can have one in each unique trim pattern. You know what I have as the end game for shiny hunting? For when I inevitably... one of these days I have shiny hunted everything physically possible up to every possible game. I'm gonna make it my challenge to shiny hunt and have the world's largest collection of shiny Spinder. Because the deal with Spinder is there's like billions of combinations of where the dots can be on a Spinder. Statistically, no 2 shiny Spinder will ever have the same dot pattern. And as such, when I run out of stuff to shiny hunt, I'm going to start shiny hunting the world's largest collection of unique, individual, differing shiny Spinders. Are you still missing shiny legendaries that are obtainable? Yes, I'm missing a handful of shiny legendaries that I could... There's a couple of ways I could get them. Some of them are ultra wormhole shinyable, but I'm no good at doing the ultra wormhole mechanic. I just fucking suck at not accidentally running into the portals too early. Because you gotta get quite deep into ultra wormholes to get the wormholes that the legendaries are in. I could get some of them through Dynamax Adventures in Sword and Shield. Like, before this came out, I was Dynamax Adventure hunting for Celesteela, Cresselia. Cresselia is the one I'm thinking of. Cresselia, Some of the Tapus, I believe you can Dynamax Adventure Hunt. Heatran. Heatran's one that I know I need to shiny hunt. Like, there's a few shinies that, yeah, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, or Sword and Shield are, like, very viable places to shiny hunt. And I do have, oh, what's it called? I've got a 3DS that works as a capture card, so I could do Ultra Wormhole shiny hunting for those legendaries on stream. Let me give you a list in a second. I can tell you what I am missing shiny. Because the list is short enough I can just, like, read it out now, and it's not, like, a silly list to read. Let me just finish running through this field. And I know some of the things I'm going to read out are not obtainable. You can try and get shiny alphas of everything in this Anarcheus. Yeah, I'm not worried about shiny alphas yet, but, you know, that's a potential future thing I could look at if I wanted to keep shiny hunting. And obviously, like, new generations of games will get me back into shiny hunting. So, current list that I need to shiny hunt. It's going to take me a second to find my gaps as I scroll down. So I need shiny, Talo, and Swallow. Apparently I need a shiny Aggron. I really assumed I had a shiny Aggron. Apparently I have Aron and Lairon. Shiny Lileep, shiny Anorith, but I do have Credillia and Almeldo. Shiny Clamperl, Untail, Gorbis, Relicanth. Shiny Groudon. Heatran, Fione, Victini, which I don't know if Victini... Is Victini shiny huntable? I genuinely don't remember off the top of my head if Victini is shiny huntable. Lillipup, Herdier, the elemental monkeys that I'm getting in this game, Pansage, Simisage, Pansear, Simisear, Panpour, Simipour. Venipede and Whirlipede and Scolipede, which I can get in this game. Non-Galarian Darumaka. Tortuga, but not Caracosta. I have its evolved form. Arcan and Archeops. Emolga, which I can shiny hunt in this. Buffalant, I need to shiny hunt. Tornadus Thunderous, which I can shiny hunt in Dynamax Adventures. Zekrom, Genesect. Helioptile and Heliolisk, which I can shiny hunt in this. Amora and Aurorus, which I can shiny hunt in this, which, both of which I've been playing around with shiny hunting. I can show you the shiny hunting strat for that in a second. It's not much of a strat. Diancie, Hooper, Volcanion, Comfey. No. I must have a shiny Comfey. I simply must. It's available in Scarlet and Violet, the teal mask? I must have failed to tick it on this list. I'll go back and check Scarlet and Violet. I know that Comfey is findable in Scarlet and Violet, and I would be incredibly surprised if I never shiny hunted that. Type Null, which is my fucking white whale, I will eventually do it. It's such a slow fucking reset hunt. If anyone knows a game you can shiny hunt Type Null in other than Ultra Sun and Moon, let me know. Tapu Lele, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Fini. I gotta get around to doing those. I can Dynamax Adventure those. Cosmog, Cosmo-M. I don't think shiny huntable. I genuinely don't remember. Nilego, Buzzwole, Pheromosa, Xurkitree, Celesteela, Kartana, Guzzlord, Necrozma. Magerna's not shiny. You can't get shiny Magerna, can you? Marshadow, don't believe is shinyable. Those Ultra Beasts, I can either Ultra Wormhole or I can reset them in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I can Dynamax Adventures them. At some point I'll get around to them. Cubfu, Urshifu, I don't believe have been made shinyable. Zarude, is that available shiny, or is that just the movie variant that was a slightly different colour you can get? Blastria, Spectria, Calyrex, I don't believe are shinyable yet. Oh, I gotta tick these off. I've got Qian Pao, Ting Lu, and Chiyu. I've got those now. Walking Lake and Iron Leaves I don't think were made shiny-able. Gouging Fire, Raging Bolt I don't think were made shiny-able. Okie Dokie, Monkey Dory, Pheasantipity I don't believe are shiny. Ogerpon, don't believe you can get shiny. Iron Boulder, Iron Crown, Terrapagos, Peccarunt. I don't think you can get any of those shiny. So that is my list, which is now slightly smaller than when I started it because I realised I hadn't ticked off the other 3 Swords of Ruin that were made available. So it's fewer than 76 to go. I had such a hard time finding Pampor in this one, then I found an Ampher of it. I know where I'm probably going to shiny hunt the Element Monkeys, which is just fast travel resetting Wild Area 4, because there's a rooftop with 3 regulars and an alpha that's within the reset range of that fast travel point. I've yet to identify like where I'm going to shiny hunt a Molga. You know what, I might as well... I'm going to do one attempt for the shiny fossils that I need, which is I purchased 30 of the sale fossil, because you can just buy mass amounts of fossils in this one. Let's go to the second floor. Set an empty box. Save in front of this man. And what I will simply do with my 30 fossils is stand in front of this man and mash the A button for, I believe it's about 6.5 minutes, while I roll for shiny on 30 Aurorus. Now, if none of these are shiny, I can reset, and it won't be the same results another time when I try it. It's not like these fossils are like fixed in what their results are going to be, so you can, because undoing a fossil doesn't force the autosave, you can just reset. Yeah. The fossil restorations are not shiny charm impacted. So this one might take a while because this is full odds. This is 1 in 4,096 chances, and I'm doing 30 in a box, so 100 roughly. I'm gonna have to do roughly 130 boxes at 6 minutes each. So let's say, like 780. Let's say like 30. It's gonna take me roughly, statistically, about 13 hours of mashing the A button to get 1 shiny fossil. And the problem is I need 2, because I need its evolved form as well. So, this is one I'm just doing in, you know, moments between other things. It is not as mentally engaging as running through a field looking for stuff that might actually be shiny with increased odds and like, oh, I saw a sparkle. This is one of those just turn my mind off shiny hunts. Because the problem I have with this one is that very quickly I start going, oh, I must be near the end of the box now, and I'm like, no, I'm like 45 seconds in. I don't know what it is. It's the fact that I have to keep looking at this man. It feels like I've looked at this man more than 30 times already, is I think the problem. Because I'm fine with a repetitive task I do over and over and over and over and over and over. But when that task involves looking at the world's blandest man, I'm like, no. I mean, me, a fan of mindless repetition with a small chance of dopamine, never heard of that. You've inserted this very bland man into the equation, and I've decided I no longer like repetition. Tee hee hee. Oh, I realise I have not been looking at the gaming news. What has been happening this week? Do I need to pay attention? Oh, interesting. Okay, according to the Pokemon Company, Pokemon Legends Z-A has sold 5.8 million copies in its first week. Roughly half of these were on Switch too. That is a very good sign for early adoption of the new system. One of the highest selling Pokemon titles in terms of first week sales. It lags behind Scarlet and Violet. That's unsurprising. Scarlet and Violet, the games that are a duo pack where it's two games always sell better because a percentage of people buy both because they just want to they want to get both legendaries and they'll trade them back and forth or whatever. Behind Legends Arceus, yeah, there was a lot of excitement around that Sword and Shield, but it has surpassed the likes of Pokemon X and Y and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Doesn't surprise me. Yeah, you know what? That's unsurprising, Seth. I'm not surprised it's lagging behind the games that some people will buy twice. I'm also not that surprised that it's come behind Legends Arceus. Legends Arceus was so very different. Whereas this is... Yeah, people are definitely a little more skeptical on this one, but nearly 6 million copies in the first week is, yeah, Nintendo's gonna not be upset about those sales numbers at all. How are the fossil resets in this game? I bought 30 fossils. The game doesn't autosave after you undo fossils, so literally I am mashing A until this man stops zooming in on his face, and then I know that all 30 have been restored. And then I look at my box, are there any shinies in the box? Reset my save. It's a very easy, it's a very easy, game to shiny hunt fossils in. It's a shame there's only 3 fossils available in this one. Mocking says, oh my god, I'm facing a shiny Gardevoir in zone 20. Thanks for the shiny luck. Oh, hell yeah, congrats. Is it an alpha by any chance? I don't know how frequent Gardevoir is in the outside. It might be a regular one. But in my head, I'm like, is Gardevoir just in the alphas in the center spawn pool, or is it in around the edges? I don't remember seeing it around the edges, but it might be there. How many? Tell me how many fossils I have left, sir. I should have set a timer so I knew how long I had to look at this man's face still. On the edges with the Chikorita, it's regular. Okay, cool. Well, congrats on the shiny Gardevoir. Gardevoir's got a very cool shiny design. Now, I assume if I get a shiny, this thing, I always forget this thing's name. I combined the first and second stage evolutions names into one name. Will it look shiny in the circle up the top? Which I think the shiny's just, like, way lighter. It's a way lighter blue. I assume it would look shiny up there. I'm pretty sure the shiny Heracross I caught earlier this evening was pink in the circle up top. I just wish it was a more visibly obvious shiny so I could, at a glance, see if I found one. It's one of the things I don't like about the fossil restoration shiny hunts is because this one looks so similar and I'm probably not going to catch it in that image up there, I don't really know until I look at the full box whether I found a shiny or not. I don't get the same in the moment, ah shit, that's the shiny. It looks shiny in the circle 100%, yeah, I thought it did. But you know how it is when suddenly, if I say something like that confidently on stream, suddenly I doubt everything I've ever known, because I'm like, oh no, what if I've just confidently said something stupid? Yeah, Area 20 seems a very fun place to shiny hunt in. The only reason I'm not shiny hunting in Area 20 is because I've got very specific things I'm after that happen to not be there. Ah! Oh shit! We got one of the shinies, fuck! Hell yeah! Amora. Ah! This is one of the 76 shinies I need! Ah! I did not think that this is full odds. Shiny Charm does not help this. This is only the second box of this fossil I've done. I've revived maybe 60 of these fossils in one out of 4,096 odds. I really fucking beat the numbers on this one today. I'm gonna need a second one for its evolution, but yeah, that is the first box that I have done on stream. Okay. Hello. You know what? You can share a box with the shiny Furfroos that I've been collecting. Can I release multiple of them? Okay, give me a second to tick this off on my list. Are we down to fewer than 75 shinies in the whole species left to collect? Okay, so I gotta fill in my little document, and then I'm gonna go and check whether I must have a shiny Comfey. Amora, let me tick that. That brings me to 75 or fewer species across the whole series that I need to shiny hunt. Yeah, I'm doing a living shiny dex. I am up to 1,037 species in my living, my OT, or I say my OT. Some of them are like event shinies that can't have my OT, but generally speaking, untraded, living shiny dex, including, for example, with Furfrou, I'm going for all 10 trims of Furfrou, so I'm trying to get 10 shiny Furfrou to have all of its forms, for example. Yeah, I'm down to fewer than 75 species across the series left to go. You know, oh, let's hide caught Pokemon for now. Let's just show me on here the ones I still need to get. Right. Okay, I'm kinda... Do I have money right now to buy more fossils? I can worry about that later. That's a later me problem. Give me a second to head back to Area 19, because that's where I'm going to be hunting. I must have a shiny... Comfey. How would I not have a shiny Comfey? Also, there's a new Katamari Damacy game out today, apparently. So I believe a bunch of my shinies are still in here. Look, I never intended to, and then the last decade happened, and this became my socially acceptable, autistic, repetitive task of choice. What am I doing? Boxes. So this is my shinies collection, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so Comfey would not be in here because this is the new gen stuff. Then we go through to the Swords of Ruin and those. These are just random shinies that I still need to sort, which includes Fennekin and Delphox. Yeah, some random ones. Oh yeah, Keldeo got made shiny available. Yeah. And was Meloetta? Yeah, they made Meloetta shiny. Yes, okay. I don't have other shinies in here right now. No, I don't have a shiny... okay, so I don't have a shiny Comfey in here. Man, do I not have shiny Comfey? That sure is a question. I guess check home? Comfey... where would Comfey show up in the decks? Ooh, which 6 of the new Megas have you got shiny? Comfey... where is Comfey? Okay, so that's Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. Yeah, let's just look in the home boxes. Gotta find... Yeah, so let's look in the organized boxes. Comfey would make sense in here, right? What are you between? Comfey is 764, so you would be between I have organized things right. 7. You would be after Serena, but before Oranguru. No, I don't have a shiny Comfey. Huh. I've got a Silverly, just not a type null. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the shiny collection. I suppose I can show you the shiny collection. Some of them are still in Scarlet and Violet just because I haven't bothered to shove the... I haven't bothered to... Because there's no, like, auto-sorting in Pokemon Home. I've not gone through and methodically made spaces to move my Scarlet and Violet stuff, over. But, yeah, give me a second. So, Gen 1 is complete. Gen 2 is complete. I'm now wondering, do I go back into Scarlet and Violet and do one shiny hunt in Scarlet and Violet tonight? Just so that I can get bloody shiny Comfey? That wouldn't be that hard to get tonight. I could get a shiny Comfey tonight. Yeah, I got too many Pokemon in home. A lot of this is stuff I moved to home purely to, like, get... oh, you completed this Pokedex. You caught all these things in the correct game. Here's a reward from Pokemon Home kind of rewards. But yeah, so I have Gen 1 fully shiny. I also have, like, the some of the regional variants of the Gen 1s I've, like, put in here just for... no, I shuffled it around, yeah. So this is Gen 1 shinies, and then at the end... What are these at the end? These aren't shiny. I have no idea why there's random Pokemon at the end here. But yeah, then I do the Galarian... I do the regional variants of the Gen 1s at the end here. Then we've got Gen 2, which is complete. I have a Gen 2... Okay, I say complete Gen 2. I don't have all the unknowns. There are some unknown letters I still need. At some point, what I'll probably do is shiny hunt them in Legends Arceus, I think. But yeah, other than, like, I don't have a complete collection of all of the unknown letters. Yeah. So Gen 3, a little incomplete. It's missing Tailo, Swellow, Aggron, Laleep, Anorith, Clamperl, Huntail, Gorbis, Relicanth, Groudon. But other than that, complete Gen 3. Yeah, I got a Kyogre but not a Groudon, huh? Gen 4, we have... It's missing Heatran, Fion, Victini. But otherwise, complete Gen 4. Then we got Gen 5, where I'm missing Laleep, Herdia, Pansage, Simisage, Pansear, Simisear, Panpour, Simipour, Venipede, Whirlipede. Do I have a Scolipede? I might have a Scolipede. I have a Scolipede. I have a Scolipede. This version of Darumaka, I need Tirtorga, Arcan, Archeops, Emolga. Checking I've not skimmed over the end of this gen. Emolga. Is this all this gen? Yeah, I guess it is. Bouffalant, Tornadus, Thundurus, Zekrom. But otherwise, here. Then, Gen 6. I need... Oh yeah, Genesect as well for the last one. Helioptile, Heliolisk. I've got an Amora now. I just need an Aurorus, Diancie, Hooper, Volcanion, some of which I think are not shinyable right now, but otherwise that's that gen. This goes to Gen 7, where we are missing Comfey, Type Null, and then we get to some of the legendary stuff. I need Tapu Lele, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Fini, Cosmo, Cosmo M. I don't think Nilego. I don't think Cosmo M are shinyable. Maybe I'm wrong. Nilego, Buzzwole, Pheromosa, Xurkitree, Celesteela, Kartana, Guzzlord, Necrozma, Magerna, Marshadow. Basically, I gotta do some of the shiny shit in this gen, but otherwise, I got most of this gen. I got a couple of the Ultra Beasts. I got Tapu Koko. I got one of the Tapus. Shiny, Meltan, and Melmetal. I didn't know where else to put them because they kind of come with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I have 100%ed Sword and Shield. So this is a fully complete gen. And this is just some random shiny Dynamax or Gigantamax Pokemon. Legends Arceus. I have all of the new unique things that can be shiny in that. And then we get into some some event Pokemon. So yeah, that's the shiny collection other than the stuff that's in Scarlet and Violet right now. But also, screw it. I know this is not Legends Z-A, it's not the one I'm meant to be shiny hunting in. I need to get that shiny Comfey, because it's going to annoy me if I don't. Now that I know that I don't have a shiny Comfey, I kind of need to go get a shiny Comfey. And then I can... Once I have shiny Comfey, I can return to shiny hunting my Furfroos. Give me a second. How quickly can I crack out a shiny hunt for Comfey? Comfey, what are your types and what can I isolate? Comfey, are you, just a fairy type? Are you just a pure fairy type? Yes, okay, Comfey is a pure fairy type. Fairy type sandwich. Pokemon Scarlet Violet. I have the sandwich ingredients I would need. How do I pull up the map for travel? I want to be in this area. I want to fast travel to roughly here is where Comfey is. I don't think I've done a shiny hunt since this since the Switch 2 released. I've played around a bit in Scarlet and Violet. Comfey spawn around here, don't they? Yes, they do. Okay. What I need to do is... Picnic. We're gonna make a sandwich. What is my sandwich recipes? We're gonna make a sandwich with cucumber pickle, 3 tomatoes, creative mode, the cucumber pickle, 3 tomato, then let's go spicy and salty Herba Mystica. Okay, so we're gonna start with the tomato slices. We're gonna do our best to not have too much fall off of this sandwich. Try and be sensible and careful. Three stacks of 3 should be pretty stable. Not perfect, but this is fine. Put 1 piece of each on here. Because most of it stays on will be fine. And then we're not going to put the top slice of bread on, because the top slice of bread is a lie. All it does is risk knocking your sandwich over. It does not actually provide you any benefit. Shiny confetti. Okay, yeah, it's a little blue on the top, but it's going to be tiny. A tasty Laura K. Buzz original. I'm done picnicking. And then I just need to... Yeah, because I think here, Comfey is the only thing that'll spawn. And I just need to battle these until I find a shiny Comfey. Genuinely do not expect this will take me more than a half hour to find a shiny. So many of them spawn because it's the only valid spawn here. My main concern is if one is shiny and like it spawns in the distance or something, but I think all I can really do is just do my best to look for, does that look like it's got a little bit of blue at the top of it? Actually, I could probably... play with... do I want to play with... no, I don't want to play with the zoom. How did I never shiny hunt Comfey? How did it... Because it's such a thing that I definitely know is in Scarlet and Violet. I don't see how I didn't get around to doing this, but I clearly didn't. Oh, how I'm already missing the... Give me that shiny sparkle. Just play me a little sparkle sound effect if one of these is shiny. Don't risk me missing them. They're so tiny. I don't... Because that's the thing is I shiny hunted most of the stuff that's in the DLC. Like, I remember being on the beach down there and doing the 2-cannon line shiny hunts, you know... I think it's just one of those ones where maybe it's because I'd shiny hunted Floette and Flabébé. I just got them confused in my head. I was like, oh, I've already done the flower Pokemon shiny hunts, whatever. Oh, there's so many of... If anything, the problem I have here is there's too many spawns for me to be thoroughly checking every single one. I'm inevitably not going to be able to check every spawn. I just have to hope that if a shiny spawns, it spawns near enough to me that I am able to flag its existence. Oh, they can go all the way down there. What a problem to have. Too many of my target Pokemon spawning. How dare I have such a problem? I'm having to remember my Scarlet and Violet shiny information now. Like, is there... Do shinies have any increased resistance to despawning compared to other ones? I don't remember. Run around... I'm gonna try and run around visually looking at a bunch of Comfey. And listening out for the I won't fight that sound. That's basically what I'm looking out for, is a Comfey that my Pokemon won't attack. I'm gonna laugh if the first shiny I find tonight is not in the game that I started shiny hunting in tonight. Oh, no, it won't be. We got that shiny fossil. At least one thing that I shiny hunted, that I find shiny tonight, will be in the correct game. We have that little bit of blue. Do any of you have that little bit of blue? What I kind of want is to be encountering more of you over here, like, against the rock, ideally, because I'm going to be able to see the contrast better there, I think. Or is this it? Do I want you just all coming to fight over here? Come meet me over here. Can I, like, lead you all over in a batch? Encounter me together. Alright, come on, meet me over here. Yeah, all come to me and fight me. Okay, do I just need to run close enough to them that I get their attention and lead them into, like, a little corral point? Hey! Oh, I'm interesting. Oh, come see me. Come hang out over here with me. Okay, yeah, I see. I don't know if there's a limit to how far they will follow me, but... Hey everyone, come follow me, you little flower crowns. Asking whether Halo on PlayStation is a big deal. I mean, I think it's a big deal in terms of, like, clarifying that, yes, Xbox really is open to the idea of, none of their franchises are sacred in terms of, like, everything is on the, like, truly everything is on the table for, getting cross-party ports. Microsoft wants more money out of those properties, and I don't blame them. It is a real signifier of Xbox does not have any intention to keep anything held back as exclusive to them. They really do not care about exclusivity anymore. And I think that's honestly, it's great news for the industry, generally speaking. But yeah, it doesn't portend well for, like, where Xbox is at as a business. Yeah, this is about as far as I can go before I start getting non-Pompey spawns. I don't even remember how I check. Okay, yeah, I see. That's how I check my remaining sandwich. Someone in chat might be able to double check this for me. I think my shiny odds with the shiny charm and a level 3 encounter sandwich is like 1 in 300-ish. I'm trying to remember what the shiny odds are for. I have a sandwich and shiny charm. Combo. Law of large numbers. Like, I'm definitely seeing enough spawns that I should encounter a shiny. Just whether I notice the shiny when it spawns is the problem. Is the idea that I just, like, stand slightly backed into this cave. Yeah, nothing fairy type in that cave. If I limit the places where the shiny could spawn, less likely to miss its spawn, I guess. Oh, they really are spawning so far away. That's not going to work as a strat. I'm not going to be able to contain the spawns in a convenient way. For my own benefit. I think what I'm realistically going to need to do is just try and eyeball these. Trust that the blue is going to stand out enough that I'll notice it when I see it. Base 6 in... 1 in 600-ish. So, okay, 1 in about 680. Okay. I'm definitely going to encounter more than 700 odd in half an hour. I do really like Scarlet and Violet for shiny hunting. They are very... Like, really, it's only the lack of the sparkle thing that I dislike. Other than that, I do really like these games as games to shiny hunt in. The Mass Outbreak 60 plus defeat is 1 in 512. Yeah, okay, I'm not too fussed about the 512. 1 in 680 is good enough odds with this many spawns. Yeah, you can complain all you like about Nintendo or the Pokemon Company making Pokemon on a relatively shoestring budget, despite its sales, but hey, there is a reason that Nintendo is the only one of the 3 console manufacturers who has not felt the need to put their games on competitors' hardware. It's because they develop them on budgets that are sustainable enough that the audience of their console can support the sales required for their games to be profitable. Cannot fault them for make a game in an affordable way that can sell a reasonable, good number of units and not be considered a disappointment for that. For making games in ways where they don't have to sell, like, 1 trillion copies to break even. Okay, let's just move this into the middle. Try running around like this, where I just get a little bit more zoom on these Confei. I can see... Are you a blue one? I'm gonna get a slightly narrower field of view, but... Yeah, so we're talking in chat about the myth of perpetual growth and the unobtainability of a shareholder model where every new person that buys stock expects profit on the share value, so that it's not enough for your company to be sustainably making money. It has to be making exponentially increasing amounts of money in a cycle that there is not enough money on the planet to maintain long term. Capitalism's kind of broken, huh? I assume Game Freak and Nintendo are separate. Nintendo Dev and Game Freak Dev really appears on different levels. And Game Freak borrows some Zelda words. So, the Pokemon Company is like three-way owned. Game Freak, Nintendo, and the Pokemon Company are three-way investors. And they all have competing interests. Yeah, like, Game Freak is capable of making more technically ambitious stuff. They've got a game in development at the moment that I forget the name of, but it's quite visually impressive, you know? I know some of Game Freak's non-Pokemon games. There's, what was the side-scrolling platformer with the elephant protagonist? Like Tembo the Elephant? There's I think a blue cartoon elephant that was a protagonist of a side-scrolling platformer they did that I know I played at EGX many years ago. I played a demo for. Am I gonna have to give this shiny hunt a second go? Is there a better location for this hunt than I'm doing? Is there a location where I can guarantee encountering all the spawns in a tight, concise area? Let's have a quick look where other people have done this hunt. Shiny hunt. Comfey, Scarlet, Violet. People suggesting doing it down at the beach. Might be a more isolatable place to do it. Might narrow it down to... I can narrow it down to like this strip of beach maybe? This area here. Definitely still a bunch spawning up there. Maybe this isn't... Gosh, I think it's very possible I might end up just spending the rest of the stream shiny hunting Comfey now. Because it's going to annoy me that I haven't shiny hunted Comfey yet somehow, which means I shouldn't have moved on to... Shouldn't have been doing those Dynamax adventures, shouldn't have been moving on to Legends Z-A for shiny hunting. I've got Comfey. Ooh! Oh! Yeah! There it is! There it is! Haha! Ha 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 ha! Fuck you! There it is! Comfey! Knew I would recognize it visually. So that's Comfey done. So we're now fewer than 74 species. I might as well ride out the last of the fairy sandwich. Even if it's not 100% that it spawns down here, like some of them are going up the hill still, it at least means I can be meticulous about a batch of the spawns. I mean, there are leaked images of what the Pokemon Company intends for Gen 10 to look like. Like, we know the names of the Gen 10 names. And at least one, unclear if it's a screenshot or a mock-up, but it's the visual target for what Gen 10 on Switch 2 exclusively should look like. I don't know if you've all seen it. If accurate, it looks pretty impressive. If you'll promise to be chill and like not report my stream to Nintendo, I can show you a screenshot of supposedly what Gen 10's gonna look like. Once I finish this Comfey hunt quick. I might as well just get back up the hill. Also, yeah, I don't need to be fighting all of them. I recognized the blue on sight. Yeah, look, I can't imagine you lot gonna be corporate snitches, but you know, I gotta check that none of you is Nox if I'm gonna show you cool Pokemon stuff. Like, I've got a video up on YouTube that only is up on YouTube because no one was a narc about it, in which I show off one of the beta builds for Pokemon Sword and Shield in order to show how a person who sees an unreleased video game could 100% accurately report on what they have seen in a real pre-release build of a game, and when that game releases, appear to have been wrong with their leaks. But seeing a literal stolen, unreleased early build of a game is not enough to guarantee that the things you say about that game will be accurate by the time it comes out, and that being kind of an interesting conversation. I just see a flash of blue up there. Maybe not. I thought I saw a flash of blue up here somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe I'm imagining that. I showed it once on stream the other day, and we were chill. So, like, as long as everyone's chill. You know, I got what I needed out of this shiny hunt. Give me a second to just find... Do I have the screenshot to hand? Yeah, it's a really small, image, so, like, forgive me for taking a small image and stretching it out kind of big, but, this is supposedly the Gen 10 visual target. This is... Obviously, it's using a Scarlet and Violet character model, but, yeah, allegedly this is our first look at Gen 10, which, is gonna be Pokemon Wind and Pokemon Waves, I believe? And if accurate, that looks pretty good. And now I take that off screen, and nobody is a narc, right? You're all chill, right? How long do I have left on this sandwich? I got a bit left on this sandwich. I can't believe they took a picture of me sleeping under that tree. Yeah. Look, I trust you lot to be chill. Yeah, let's ride out the end of the sandwich just on the off chance I find a second shiny by random chance. I've got a lot left now. And then we can get back to looking for more shiny Furfrou. Welcome to Laura Has ADHD and will sometimes get distracted from one repetitive shiny, from one shiny hunk to a different one. So the joy of having both autism and ADHD is that I will obsessively do the same task over and over and over and over and over again. But I will also absent-mindedly flit between different obsessive repetitive tasks. I need my repetition, but I've got to occasionally vary which mindless repetition I'm doing. I simultaneously have must do the thing repeatedly forever disease, and can't do one thing for too long, gotta be constantly doing something new disease. The two of them do not enjoy sharing a body. Nearly done. I suspect we're probably not going to find any more shinies, but you never know. Have a run around, not stress about beating them up. Just eyes over them. Do I see anything that at a glance looks blue? And one more little shiny. For what it's worth, my 11-year-old nephew thinks it looks great and runs great on the Switch too. Yeah, honestly, I'm really not as fast as most people about the visual stuff on Legends Z-A. It runs at 60 FPS and there's a bunch of Pokemon I can catch. Like, that's plenty for me. I'm glad that Scarlet and Violet runs at 60 on Switch too. That's deeply appreciated. Part of me envies anyone who gets to have their first experience of Scarlet and Violet be the Switch 2 version. And you get to experience this game at 60 FPS for your first playthrough. Honestly, I think that was most people's biggest complaint with this game, was just wanting a halfway stable frame rate. I thought that was another... I saw blue and I thought that was another shiny, but it was that bloody Crabrawler. I've ticked 2 shiny species off of my list tonight. Honestly couldn't have asked for a much better shiny hunting stream than this, in that regard. Last few seconds. Fast travel myself back to... Is it here? It was my nice convenient save point. Here it was, yeah. And we're done with... save. Actually, where did I... That's a question. Where did my new shiny Config go? Here. And now I'm going to pop you with this slot. And let's just double check you are the shiny one. Yes. Lovely. Now we can get back to Legends Z-A for like another hour. Back to run through here repeatedly. Looking at my 1 in 1,000 Furfroos. Yeah, 74 or fewer shinies to go. The day when I have a full living shiny dex will be here sooner than I suspect. Like, I don't know if it's achievable. I would like to have a full living shiny dex up to date by the time that Gen 10 comes out. Like, if I assume I've got 12 months from now, that's around 5 or 6 shinies a month. I've got like 18 that are going to be very easy to do, which are going to bring us down to like 50, let's say 50 to do over 12 months. Yeah. Then you shall weep because there will be no more worlds to conquer. No, it just means that I'll have crested the mountain, I'll have reached the peak of Everest. Until they discover Everest 2, even higher a peak just over there. Then it'll be a race for me to, when a new generation comes out, can I be the fastest person to have the new living shiny dex? Can I be the first one to shiny hunt everything in the new generation and get back to having one of everything? You know, it'll be a different challenge at that point. In terms of time, is it worth the run to the side I'm doing to check that one Furfrou, or do I just go up the one side and across? Do I simply... Yeah, I could probably just check that one at the top end. And do less of a zigzag. I'm surprised that they did not put any kind of targeted shiny hunt mechanic in this one. In the realm that, like, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee had chain encounters, Sword and Shield had... I'm suddenly blanking on what Sword and Shield shiny hunt mechanic was outside Dynamax Adventures. Oh, was knocking out... Like, if you'd caught or knocked out, like, 500 of the same species, that species now had higher shiny odds, was a thing? Is that the thing? Was it just... have, like, 500 encounters with a species? I think that was it. God, it's been a while. Obviously, Legends Arceus had, mass outbreaks... the big one, but also the Pokedex, you had like doing a specific Pokemon's 100%ing their Pokedex page boosted your shiny odds. You always buy both games of the Pokemon main titles. I just buy one, not both, says Daika. I buy both. I know that I probably don't need to, but also, I know that I will get my money's worth out of playing the game, a basically identical game twice. It means that I won't have to, like, beg someone to trade me their legendary that's exclusive to their game. I can just be like, nah, I have both. I will play through those games twice, zero problem. I want to have both for shiny hunting purposes. Anything that's exclusive to one version, I want to be able to shiny hunt myself properly. Research level 10 with the Pokemon boosted odds, but killing them was just one step to level 10. Yeah. No. For the knocking hundreds of them out, I was thinking of Sword and Shield. I think it's to do with how many you've knocked out. But yeah, I know that, like, realistically, it's the same game with a slightly different coat of paint I'm buying twice, but also, when I have put over 1,000 hours into Let's Go Pikachu, over 1,000 into Let's Go Eevee, over 1,000 into Legends Arceus, over 1,000 into Sword, over 1,000 into Shield, 1,000 into Scarlet, 1,000 into Violet, I think I've gotten me money's worth out of double dipping. Now, Arceus I remember pretty well was, yeah, completing research tasks, yeah. Which might involve knocking a certain number of them out, but it didn't always. Because, yeah, I'm already at 93 hours in this. Honestly, Arceus was great to shiny hunt in. This has not been bad. You obviously can't get the shiny odds as high as Arceus, and it's less, yeah, because of the way that the wild area biomes are designed. It's very small, linear, repetitive areas to hunt. Like, you're not exploring a big general zone. There's not really the same mechanics for, like, resetting invisible spawns and whatnot. But the fast traveling to a location and anything within 50 meters getting shiny rolled means that, like, unless you're in an area like this one where I need to be seeing the spawns up the far end away from the fast travel spot, in a lot of zones you can literally just fast travel shiny. Which, honestly, I kind of like. Tara says, I forgot how funny your character's voice was in the Pokemon one-shot with Jane and Comrade. Sad little being made of light that is sad it can't do normal things like smell the sewer and get nauseous and throw up. I don't remember what voice I gave that Porygon. Was it sort of like this? Was it a computery? Was it a stereotypical computer voice? Was it something like that? That's my instinct of where I'd have gone with it. That's the one. Yeah, it's, childlike, slightly pitched up GLaDOS voice. The I can't let you do that, Hal. But with a little more computery stutter in it. Could Legends Z-A get mass outbreaks with an update? It could. I don't think it would. Because the difference with something like Legends Arceus or Scarlet and Violet is because both of them were either open world or semi-open world, which meant that, like, there was a lot of room for a random, unexpected thing to spawn in an unplanned location. But also, there was enough stuff in the Pokedex to sort of warrant that kind of mechanic. There is DLC, and it's releasing before end of January next year, end of February next year. Like, look, let's say the electrified dimensions or whatever it's called, the DLC for this adds in like a big wild area with a bunch of new more Pokemon from past gens. That's like one big Pokemon encounter zone. I can maybe see them bringing back mass outbreaks, but it feels it feels like that's a little antithetical. Like, the fact that they didn't put, other than the shiny charm, a shiny odds boosting mechanic in this one, feels like it's indicative of, like, a design direction for this one. I'm gonna have one more run through here, and then I'm gonna run out the other end and just look at some of the walkways nearby, just in case anything random has spawned. Anything shiny in this corridor? No. I gotta remember every now and then to check stuff that's slightly outside of the wild zone, where things might have spawned, because it's within 50 of where I've been doing the hunt, like the Trubbish and the Gardoba. Here are potential shinies. I need to double check. Is Patrat? No. Double check the Rubbish Garbodor corner around here. No. And then we fast travel back. Yeah, Scarlet and Violet was very, a lot of shinies you could isolate in such a way that it's the only thing that would spawn when you made a particular type of sandwich, particularly if they were dual types and you picked their less common type. You could often do a shiny hunt for a specific species in, like, less than half an hour. Scarlet and Violet really did give you a lot of flexibility to trigger exactly the kind of shiny hunt you wanted to be doing pretty easily. Ica says, if I buy the DLC as the main family account, do my nephew also have access to it? He has his own Nintendo account added to the family. So, my understanding is if you, let's say you buy the DLC on your Switch, any account on your Switch could play the DLC. But any account... I don't think it's family plan specific, so I think if someone else on your family plan, but on a different Switch, wouldn't necessarily get access to the DLC. Now, I don't know how that works for if they log in, start playing the DLC on their account on your Switch, and then move to a different Switch, away from yours. I don't know how that works. I don't do enough DLC sharing with people to know the specifics of how that works. My thought is it probably doesn't work, because with the new virtual license system, the DLC is its own virtual game cart, meaning that the DLC will be specifically loaded on one console at a time. So I think if you buy the DLC, someone else on your family plan but playing on a different Switch would not be able to access the DLC. I think. Zelda Switch 2 Edition works fine, but that's not... Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that one's not a DLC. That is a download that anyone can have, as opposed to a paid license, which is the difference. Oh, shiny. Oh, really make my night for me. Let me get a 5th shiny Furfrou form. Oh, you know what I've not shown off on stream today? I got tattoos done this week. It's why I wasn't around to live stream the Kirby Direct that happened yesterday. I've not shown off my new tattoos. Give me 1 sec to get an image. One second. So, first one I got, because it has been the big obsession I've gone down the rabbit hole on this year, is the UCN logo, which is the United Confederation Navy, the Space Navy, from Bridge Command, which I've been very routinely attending a bunch this year. I now have my Bridge Command Space Navy logo, which I think turned out really nice. And yeah, it's essentially the equivalent of like the Federation in Star Trek, like the Federation logo for fictional Star Trek. I got the shiny Comfey I was looking for in Scarlet and Violet when I hopped over there to get that, and I got the shiny fossil that I was hunting. I don't remember quite how long you've been gone. I shiny hunted a fossil in this, and Comfey in oh sorry, there we go. Oh yes, I was finding the other tattoo. The other one I got was for any of you that are aware of I Saw the TV Glow, me and Jane both got from the Pink Opaque the little ghost on the back of our necks. We've both got a little back of the neck ghost from I Saw the TV Glow. Yeah, that is my 2 new tattoos of the week. Which, it's been too long since I've had new tattoos done. Sorry, let me pull this back up and then get hunting again. We've got maybe like half an hour for me to try and find one more fur fruit tonight. Finding these 10 shiny fur fruits is certainly not going to be a quick process, but at least I very much know the routing, and I just gotta, because I've got 4 of them from here now, I just have to, I just gotta brute force through it. Just repeat the thing until success. I need to watch that. I plan on watching a few horror movies this week for Halloween, says Tara. Ooh. In terms of horror, look forward to the horror that is the existential dread of trying to deny your transness. It sure is a very specific kind of horror. The slow creeping impending doom of, oh no, have I ignored my own needs? Ah, the spookiest horror of all. Oh, I have a podcast to record after finishing this stream tonight. I'm recording another episode of Fix Your Heart or Die, a podcast where I talk about David Lynch, the works of David Lynch, and works either inspired by or that inspired David Lynch. We are finally talking about Twin Peaks itself, rather than just media inspired by or that inspired Twin Peaks. We are, on tonight's recording, we are going to be talking in depth about the pilot episode of Twin Peaks, which was a thing to revisit today. I rewatched the pilot episode and the quote international pilot which for anyone who knows Twin Peaks, the international pilot was the studio forced David Lynch to make a version of the first episode that had like an extra half hour of footage that was like a self-contained story. So it's the first episode of Twin Peaks, but then with like half an hour of poorly done wrap-up to try and like make it a self-contained story where like, and in episode 1 we find out who Laura Palmer's killer is, and it's done. There's a Skeet I hate that Skeet is the word we use for Blue Sky posts. There's a Blue Sky post popping off right now, linking to a report on cis women taking testosterone and how it's giving them back their sex drive. Or a screenshot of a New York Times article. Yeah, I mean, that's... You say that as if that's new information. There are postmenopausal women who, you know, for some of them, getting estrogen, HRT is what helps with the menopause. For some postmenopausal women, low-dose testosterone helps. It's like, oh, I feel energized to have a sex drive. That I feel alive again. I'm like, hell yeah. There's a lot of there's a lot of cases where cis women will have just a little bit of testosterone and will go, that was beneficial to me, and then we'll go, no, but you can't let a person take transitioning amounts of testosterone. And it's like, well, what if you didn't want to? I don't know. Alright, double standards. Gender-affirming care for cis people, but not for trans people. Hey, cis men who have gynecomastia and develop breast tissue and get it removed, hey, you just got top surgery. I bet it helped you feel more comfortable in your masculinity and maleness, I bet. Would be great if trans men also had access to that, for example, you know. I do love that the Clefairy are doing the dance, worshipping the moon dance in this one. Too many people trying to send me work messages. I'm trying to find my shiny fur through. Sorry. Why does everyone message me all of their very urgent work thoughts always exclusively when I'm streaming? Make me ignore. Yeah, that's fine. Go away. Amberry, have a good night. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to stream through to the full midnight tonight, just because I've got a... Part of me wants to take a little break, so I don't go straight back to back from this into Fix Your Heart or Die and talking until like 2 AM about David Lynch. I very much fell asleep. I had dinner and then accidentally fell asleep on the sofa for a good hour and a half after dinner this evening. I'm very ready for some rest. Oh. Fair heads up and warning. I know this might apply to other countries, but I know two of the countries this applies to. In the UK, the clocks change this Sunday. In the United States, the clocks change next Sunday, a week later. So for 1 week, time zones are going to be out of sync. So, we're going to be an hour closer to each other, so if I stream at my usual times next week, for Americans, it's going to seem like I've started my stream an hour later than usual. And I gotta remember to message my co-workers that either the UK people need to start an hour early or the US people need to start an hour late to keep us in sync for a week. So if you are a UK or American person who does things with UK or American people, where you're like, oh yeah, me and so are like 5 hours apart of time zones. Not for the next week, you're not. The gap shrinks to a 4-hour gap for a week. For the 11 years I've been doing this as a full-time job, I have always been the person who's had to remember, okay, message everyone in all the international recordings I do and go, so this is happening, what do we want to do to the schedule about it? Hehe. Oh yeah, no, the extra hour of sleep is lovely. I very much appreciate the extra hour of sleep, but yeah, just remember it doesn't happen at the same time for everyone, and that can cause scheduling nightmares. Oh yeah, darker earlier as well, yeah. Oh. Of the 4 shiny Furfroos I have found, 2 of them have felt weirdly, luckily timed. 2 of the 4 have been, I reset my hunt, saved the game, closed the game, came back later in the day, I booted the game up. Not that I'm a superstitious person. And when I came back to the game, the very first set of Furfrou I saw had a shiny in. 2 of my 4 have been this way. Where I saved, I quit, I came back to the game. And I know that the spawns here were set as shiny or not before I reset the game. Like, when I saved resetting the game, the shinies had already been generated. So I know doing that didn't cause them to be shiny. But it happened 2 out of 4 times. And that's enough for a little bit of my brain to be like, superstitiously, maybe that's what did it though. Maybe. I'm like, no, brain. That's not how it works. Yeah, but what if it is though? No, it's not. We understand logic. Yeah, but what if it is though? Also, I didn't realize how close this Furfrou shiny hunt I've been doing is to my the area where I'd been planning to Pansage, Simisage, Panpour, Simipour shiny hunt before I realized I could probably do it by just fast travel resetting Wild Area 4. if I run down here, this is where I had been trying to shiny hunt the elemental monkeys for a bit. Tara says, I'm so close to unlocking the final statue in Hades 2. After that, the only thing I need to do on the fated list is the random runs done through the Black Chaos Stone. I played that game a lot. Yeah, it sounds like you did, yeah. But yes, this was my sort of proposed shiny spot, was run back to the bins, run back down here. This is resetting 3 at a time. It's like a pretty decent... It's a reasonably fast one. 1 in 1,000 doing 3, like 6 per minute. 150. Yeah, I would guess like an hour, like 2.5 hours to find a shiny this way. Probably slower than doing the Area 4 reset. But yes, this was for a while where I'd been considering doing my hunt for those shinies. And it literally runs up to this corner. We give it like another 12 minutes. We'll go till past, and then I'll probably take a little break. Rest my voice slightly before I've got to record multiple hours more having thoughts and opinions. I would kind of like a shiny Drampar in this game. I would like one just for the shiny... Because Drampar's Mega is really bloody cool. I already have a shiny Drampar outside of this game, but home integration doesn't happen, and a shiny Alpha Mega Drampar would go real hard in online play. Also, if I find a shiny Alpha through, I'm probably going to shuffle things around and have, like, the shiny Alpha be the untrimmed, and take my currently untrimmed regular shiny and do that up into one of the trims. I mean, one shiny poodle on stream tonight. 4 out of 10. If you give me one shiny poodle on stream, it'd be at the halfway point for shiny hunting Furfrou. It feels like I've earned hitting the 50% mark, doesn't it, game? I'll put enough work in to hit the halfway point. I think we can all agree. Alpha Kangaskhan is so big. Like, I don't need more shiny Kangaskhan than I already have. I don't think any of my my shiny Kangaskhan or Alpha, and there is part of me that's like, I could go for a shiny Alpha Kangaskhan. A big intimidation move. In theory, there is a Furfrou spawn within fast travel range here. And I know this is just me, the ADHD, wanting to do something novel. I think I'm going to give myself a couple of minutes of just fast travel spamming and see if I get anything shiny in the vicinity as a result. Give it like 2 minutes of resets and see if we get anything. Okay, and we run. Oh, something shiny. What is it? What's shiny? Where is it? Is it the Eevee in here? Yeah, it's the Eevee. Okay, it's not what I was after, shiny, but it'll do. Look, I'll never say no to a shiny Eevee. Eevee's a lovely Pokemon. It's not the one I'm after. come on. I know I'm being greedy in that I want 10 shiny Furfrou, but... Yeah, that's the thing. Eevee can become so many things, and I'll never say no to having more shiny evolutions. I have a lot of them at this point, but they've got very nice designs. I will happily have a little team of shiny evolutions. Means I can rock up to into online play if I want with some shiny evolutions, which would be nice. Couple more minutes. Trying to get this Furfrou. Oh. Ooh. That's a thing I hadn't considered, hadn't thought about. Apparently Furfrou in X and Y, if you trimmed its fur only... It only stayed trimmed for 5 days, and then you had to trim it again. Which would make what I'm trying to do here, of having 10 to have all 10 trims, accurate. It would make that pointless. Oh hey Steph, how you doing? How you doing today? Yes. The point I was getting to there is I had completely forgotten that back in X and Y, Furfrou trims were not permanent, which kind of would defeat the point of what I'm trying to do here with getting 10 shiny Furfrous. I've just had someone send me a link to, hey, data miners have found that the Furfrou trims are permanent now, and seem like they're going to be permanent when home transfers happen. And people who trimmed their Furfrous more than 5 days ago, they are still trimmed, which I had not even considered that was a possibility. But now that I realize that's a possibility, I don't feel like I'm wasting my time shiny hunting Furfrou quite as frequently as I am. Very tired, but pleased that it's Laura shiny hunting season. Let me show you, Steph, where I'm at on shiny hunting, or I will when I get out of this area. I have like 3 complete boxes full of shinies already. But the one thing I'm specifically hunting is this stupid poodle. Because not only did I not have one in my shiny collection already, it can have its fur trimmed into multiple different designs. So I'm trying to find 10 of them. So I can have untrimmed, heart trimmed, star trimmed, diamond trimmed in shiny. So that's 4. There are 6 more different fur trim patterns that I could have. Also, I got a shiny fossil tonight. I still need a second one to get its evolved form shiny, but I've made progress tonight. It's been a good shiny hunting round. Yeah, I need 10 of that. It's much like some of the very silly shiny hunts I did in Scarlet and Violet. The Dunsparce, which was Dunsparce's evolution that just got longer. There was a 1 in 100 chance of it having the wrong number of segments. So I was shiny hunting to find a shiny that on top of being shiny also was the 1 in 100 different length variant. Back in Sword and Shield there was Alcremie, which is like the flavor of the cream, but also what berries were on it when it evolved. Changed its appearance, and I got every combination in shiny, because I'm a glutton for punishment. But yes, there is no special technique for my shiny hunt here, other than fast travel, run through the park, get out the other side, fast travel. I've talked elsewhere about the shiny hunting mechanics. The short version is, when you fast travel an area roughly 50 steps from where you start gets shiny rolled. So if the thing you're looking for shiny is close enough to where you fast travel into, you don't have to run through the area, you can just like, probably the closest quarter of this area. If the thing I was looking for was shiny, I could simply fast travel. I could just do this. This is how I got your Ekans. It took me like 20 minutes to shiny hunt your Ekans. I went to area 4, Ekans was near enough, it was within 50 steps of the entrance. And I just did this, and every time I did this, it rolled everything in 50 steps for shiny. Steph says, I miss Arceus' spawn rate. Weirdly, I realized there was one Pokemon I hadn't shiny hunted in Scarlet and Violet tonight. Comfey, which is like a little ring of flowers. I went back and shiny hunted it, and I got the shiny hunt done in under half an hour. I forgot how, other than the lack of sparkle sound, how nice the sandwich system for shiny hunting isolated encounters was in Scarlet and Violet. Hey, London Cheesehead, how are you doing? I'm glad you like your green boy in your otherwise not super grabbing your game. Yes. Right after this stream tonight, I have another podcast to go record. I'm gonna be working till like 2 AM tonight. Because I am recording a podcast episode of Fix Your Heart or Die, the show where I talk about David Lynch's work and work inspired by David Lynch. We're finally talking about the pilot of Twin Peaks tonight. We're finally digging into the Twin Peaks pilot, so it'll be a good fun conversation, but it will be a late finish one. Hey, Izzy. Shiny hunting's doing good tonight. I'm shiny hunting Furfrou. I was doing this on Wednesday as well, but I've made progress now. I have 4 shiny Furfrou. So I have 4 of the 10 Furfrou patterns in shiny. So I've got untrimmed, heart, star, diamond. There are 6 more to do. But I also got this shiny fossil from 6 minutes of dumping fossils into a machine. And I went to Scarlet and Violet and shiny hunted a Comfey over there. Which I got done in less than half an hour. I'm making good progress now. Actually, I should probably show... That's the other thing I haven't shown. Is the rest of the shinies outside of this box. Let me get out of this park. I picked up a lot of shinies in Area 19 that are not the Furfrou I'm looking for. This whole box came out of shiny hunting for Furfrou, as did the bottom row of this box. And then on top of that, I also have the rest of this box and this whole box of my many shinies, and 1 Goomy. This is not a shiny, but it lives with my shinies because this is what Steph sent me for shiny Ekans. So this Goomy gets to live in the box with the shinies. I need to remember to swap back to the box, and if I get a Furfrou, the Furfrou goes in the right box again. Oh, I need to remember to occasionally check outside of the wild zone. Oh yeah, of course I kept it. Of course I kept it. I gotta remember to check just outside the zone where I'm shiny hunting, because anywhere within a range of 50 steps of that route I'm running could be shinies, so there's like 4 locations that I have to periodically check to make sure that just random, not the thing I'm hunting, shinies haven't spawned again. Birds on top of the roof. No. The alleyway down here. No, occasionally this alleyway. The rat in this corner. No, that's got red eyes. Bird up on this lamppost, potentially. No. And the trash bags in this alleyway. No, okay. If I want to be really thorough, I should probably check the roof that overlooks Area 19, because it's been At least... oh! Oh! What's shiny? I heard it. What is it? Oh! Hello. Well. Well. It's not what I was looking for. What I was intending to do was to run to the rooftop overlooking Area 19, because there's 2 Budew and 2 Bellsprout that can be shiny there if I've been shiny hunting here long enough. Ah. Oh, hey, Pidgey. Let's have a look at you. There we go. Unexpected shiny Pidgey. Let's pop you in there. And the boxes. Okay, let's go. All this running for basically this tiny bit of roof that is just close enough to that area that occasionally I get spawns up here. Today has been a productive shiny hunting night. It's not been a productive night for hunting the specific shiny that I had planned to hunt on stream. But we got at least 2 more species that I previously didn't have shiny. So we're at least 2 entries closer to having my full shiny dex. Ooh, if you're still around, Steph, I've not shown you my new tattoos, have I? I got some tattoos done yesterday. One sec. Run through. We're nearly at night time. Let's at least keep running through this area until the night time comes through. Ooh, yeah. Give me a sec. I'll show you my pictures. I got some done for the first time this year. It's been a while. So after as I've been making you and Comrade's problem, getting really into Bridge Command this year and waffling on and on about it on Poquisition routinely, I got myself a tattoo done of the Bridge Command UCN logo. So this would be in Star Trek terms like the Federation, the space military of Bridge Command. Just because, honestly, Bridge Command has completely consumed my life this last few months. And I really like how it turned out. For a like boldly, solidly done circle, which is a tattooing nightmare, for a precise symmetrical circle, turned out great. It's a real nice, just like single color but very bold piece. I'm very happy with how that turned out. And me and Jane got matching ones done from the film I Saw the TV Glow, the very trans film. We got the these little ghosts on the back of our neck from the in film show The Pink Opaque. So we got little psychic communication ghosts on the back of our necks. Which I'm very happy with how both of them turned out. It was a very effective day. I think both me and Jane getting 2 tattoos each, both from the same one artist. I think we were done within I think it was 3 hours. We got both tattoos on 2 people, so 4 tattoos done. It was a productive little tattooing day yesterday. It was a busy day yesterday. I did that, and then came home to talk for an hour for guesting on a podcast for Slate, talking about the sexual harassment and sexual abuse bullshit that went on at TwitchCon this year, which was fun. I got to talk about the rise of global fascism and video gaming community's role in that. It was an eventful day. Oh yeah, get a Giovanna one. So I'm behind. I have a few things where I'm like, when certain milestones happen, I want to get certain tattoos. Video games that I have been credited on for substantial amounts of work, I want to get little commemorative tattoos of. You know, for any problems, for any, yeah, I know it's a contentious entry in the series, but I got a Life is Strange tattoo done last year when Life is Strange Double Exposure came out. Because that was, I think, my first, like, really big budget game that I was accessibility consultant credited on. And then I've not done a Dragon Age the Veilguard one yet, but I want to get a Veilguard tattoo done. I've been trying to work out what design, like, I've been trying to find, like, either a really nice, simple enough that it'll do well as a shrunken down, as like a little tattoo, Tosh design. I was thinking of things that were, like, less directly that character, but were bits of similar iconography. And I really like, Tasha's got this sort of dragon necklace pendant that's got this sort of, like, red jewel inset in it, so it looks like the dragon necklace is breathing fire, with the red gem in it. And that bit of iconography is, like, a specific detail from Tasha's design that I'm like, that might be the bit I get done. Like, it's not for lack of wanting to get a Tash tattoo done. It's been trying to find the right design. That's the one I want to go with. Right, let's give it one or two more runs through, and then I need to go head off and prep for midnight till 2 AM podcasting. I still need to get caught up on my Dice Funk tattoos as well from the last few characters. Like, I need to get I want to work out a good Barbella design to get done. I still don't know what I need to get I need to get a Neelith tattoo done at some point. I just don't know design wise what I want to get done with it. And part of me is wondering, like, do I wait until potentially bringing her back in season 13 before working on what direction I want to go with that. Izzy says, I've been specifically thinking about getting a tattoo related to the current project I'm on. It's cool as fuck. That's cool. Yeah, like, I've worked on a lot of games I've not got tattoos done of. You know, some because they're things that, like, are not projects I was credited on. A lot of my work on video games has not been credited. Some of it's just, like, there are specific games that working on means a lot to me. And those are the ones where I'm like, I wanna get something to commemorate that one. Okay, last run. Come on. Universe, help me end this stream on a really hype note. Tara, what I mean by that is, I have thoughts about... Dice Funk is in a set... like, the Dice Funk world building, as of right now, makes it possible to bring dead characters back via the Well of Resurrection. And right now, if I were to get a Neolith tattoo done, it would probably end up being... It would be hard not for it to be reflective of the really sad ending that character's story got. Whereas, if I wait, and I do end up bringing her back as, I think the tentative idea is to have her be autistic space train conductor. I get to give her a happier send-off and have a tattoo for that character that maybe is a little less tied into how gut-wrenching her story went. It would be nice if she got a second chance to have the kind of sweet story that she always deserved as a character. Like, the point that she was robbed of a happy ending was, like, that needed to happen for the story that was happening, but, like, I'd really like her to get a chance at being happy as a character, you know? Okay. Let's give it one more. This is the problem with shiny hunting on stream, is that I keep being like... It's really easy to go, oh, just a couple more resets or a couple more runs through, in the hopes of having... and you finally encounter the shiny, and that will give the closure required for this to be a nice, convenient end of the stream. Because the way that these things go is, inevitably, most shiny hunting streams will have to end not on, shit, I found the shiny I was looking for. Statistically, that moment will either happen way earlier than the end of the stream or won't have come yet by the end of the stream. It won't neatly line up. Which complicates finding a good wrap-up point. At some point I just have to go, we have hit a time threshold, and I am going to put down the video game. Give it one more minute. One little black-furred poodle. You don't have any current plans to bring her back. You're still trying to figure out if you can make it work. No Neolith zombie next season. Definitely not as a zombie. If she comes back, it would be on my terms on the season that I am DMing. It is less a case of working out how to bring her back. It is a case of, can I justify it narratively, but also give her a compelling character arc that isn't reliant on people having listened to Season 8. Because, like, we try and make sure that every Dice Funk campaign is a standalone story someone can jump into without having listened to the others. And I don't want it to be... I want to... If I'm going to do it, I want to give space for who she is now to be informed by what happened, but that ultimately it is a new story that stands on its own and that justifies revisiting that character, because I don't want this to be comic book characters never stayed dead. I don't want it to be one of those, and character came back because character was popular and people wanted character to have a different ending. Like, I don't want it to, I want to avoid all of the narrative complacency traps that often are the justification for bringing a character who died in a very dramatic and meaningful way back into a story. It is just... her story got cut short to serve a wider narrative. And if I'm gonna bring her back in, I want it to be because I have something new to say with that character that is informed by the death, but that is not, and we're just continuing the story on as if the death never happened. Okay, this is definitely the last one. And then I gotta... oh! Okay, what has spawned shiny? Oh! You know what? Here was me saying I'm not going to be able to end the stream on finding a shiny Furfrou. That was statistically not going to happen. Oh, 2.5 hours stream, and we finally find the shiny Furfrou as I'm declaring this will be the last run through of the night. I have to leave. Statistics be damned indeed, Izzy. Look. The universe has a sense of humor sometimes, and sometimes that is me getting 30 shinies in a row in Area 19 that aren't the one thing I'm shiny hunting, and sometimes that is, oh, there's no world in which I'll be able to neatly get closure to end this stream, and then I neatly get closure to end the stream. Well, give me 1 second. We're gonna go apply the next trim to this Furfrou, get its new design, and I will be at the 50% point of shiny hunting Furfrou. I am halfway through my shiny Furfrou collection. What's next? We've done up to Diamond. 500 Pokédollars. Sure. Let's find our new friend. You are going to be... Debutante. Which one's the debutante? Is this one of the ones with a hat? Oh, that's a really nice one. That looks really nice and shiny. You know what? I like that a lot. So we now have, in the shiny Furfrou collection, we have untrimmed, heart trim, star trim, diamond trim, and debutante trim. Look at this little debutante. She gets a hat and a bow. Fancy. Oh, well, that's progress. Well, only 5 more to collect now. Will I find them over the weekend, or will this be Monday's stream? Will Monday be yet another stream of me trying to collect more shiny Furfrou? Only time will tell. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll be back streaming on Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week. Probably more shiny hunting, potentially some Once Upon a Katamari. I might stream a little bit of Persona 3 Reload on Switch 2. I got a review code for it. I need to check it out. I've heard mixed things about performance. I might do a Ball X Pit stream, because that game is fantastic, and I want to show that off at some point on stream. But let's be honest, it's probably going to be more shiny hunting. Thank you very much. Have a good evening, everyone.